I'd like to call this special meeting of the Terrebonne Parish Council to order, and we'll have the invocation and the pledge by Mr. John Amity. Please rise.
Dear Lord, please guide us so that this meeting can be productive. Lord, I pray that you satisfy the needs of all the people and all the needs of this parish, that they would be met during this meeting, Lord God, and strengthen us as we make tough decisions. Father, let us be effective and decisive in our actions, and we pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States.
Can we please get a roll call?
Yes, ma'am. Mrs. Domain?
Here.
Mr. Darren Guidry? Mr. Babin? Mr. Dirk Guidry? Mr. Trosclair? Mr. Pledger? Mr. Harding? Mr. Michel? Mr. Amade? Madam Chairwoman, you have a quorum present.
Thank you. Item 1, a public hearing to discuss the following millage rates for tax year 2023 with no roll forward provisions. Drainage bonds, 0.064 mils. Road and bridge bonds, 0.63 mils. Sewage tax bonds, 0.63 mils. Parish tax alimony outside, 3.03 mils. Parish tax alimony inside, 1.51 mils. City ad valorem tax, 6.20 mils. City of Houma fire, 5.08 mils. City of Houma police, 5.08 mils. Drainage tax and maintenance, 7.15 mils. Sanitation district maintenance, 10.97 mils. Terrebonne Arc maintenance, 5.21 mils. Council on Aging, 7.50 mils. Mental Health Center, 0.42 mils. Health Unit, 0.66 mils. Recreation tax, 2.21 mils. Juvenile Detention Center, 0.96 mils. Youth Center Juvenile Justice, 0.94 mils. Road District Number 6, 0.82 mils. Road Lighting District Number 1, 1 mil. Road Lighting District Number 2, 0.5 mils. Road Lighting District Number 3, 3 mils. Road Lighting District Number 4, 4 mils. Road Lighting District Number 5, 3.5 mils. Road Lighting District Number 6, 4.70 mils. Road Lighting District Number 7, 6 mils. Road Lighting District Number 8, 3 mils. Road Lighting District Number 9, 6.25 mils. Road Lighting District Number 10, 4.75 mils. Public once, public twice, third time public. Motion to close by Mr. Gerald Michel, and a second by Mr. Carl Harding. Members, vote your machines. We have 9 yeas. Public is closed. We have to adopt, sir. Yeah.
No,
Okay, all right. Okay, no, I'm sorry, sir. I'm reading what's on the agenda. All right, we have a motion to close by Mr. Gerald Michel and a second by Mr. John Amity. Members, vote your machines. Motion adjourned. All right. Members, vote your machines. 9 yeas. We are adjourned. Notice to the public, if you wish to address the council, please complete the public wishing to address the council form located at either end of the counter and give it to either the chairman or the council clerk prior to the beginning of the meeting. All comments must be addressed to the council as whole. Addressing individual council members or staff is not allowed. Speakers should be courteous in their choice of words and actions, and comments shall be limited to the issues and cannot involve individuals or staff-related matters. Thank you. All cell phones and electronic devices used for communication should be silenced for the duration of the meeting. I'd like to call this meeting of the Terrebonne Parish Council to order, and we will have the invocation and the pledge by Mr. John Amity. Please rise.
Lord, we pray for wisdom, strength, and courage to do what is right and good for all the citizens of Terrebonne Parish. May we put the interests of others above our own, and may we act with love for the common good. Lord, may we be good neighbors, recognizing your image in every person here. And Lord, I thank you for this council, our parish president, all of our staff, and all those who work to make this place that we call home such a wonderful place. And we pray this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Get a roll call. I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am. Mrs. Domain?
Here.
Mr. Darren Gidry? Mr. Babin? Mr. Dirk Gidry? Mr. Trosclair? Mr. Pledger? Mr. Harding? Mr. Michel? Mr. Amade? Madam Chairwoman, you have a quorum present.
Thank you. Approve the minutes of the regular council session held on June 28th, 2023. Moved by Mr. Danny Babin and second by Mr. Carl Harding. Members, vote your machines.
Thank you.
We have 9 yeas. Motion passes. Distribute the minutes of the regular council session held on July 12th, 2023. Distribute the minutes of the special session condemnation hearing held on July 25th, 2023. Approve accounts payable list for 7/17/2023 and 7/24/2023. Moved by Mr. Darren Gidry, second by Mr. Carl Harding. Members, vote your machines. We have 9 yeas. Motion passes. Approve manual checklist for June 2023. Moved by Mr. Dirk Gidry, second by Mr. Darren Gidry. Members, vote your machines. 9 yeas. Motion passes. Item 1, general business. Adopt an ordinance to adopt the following millage rates for tax year 2023 with no roll forward provisions. Moved by Mr. Dirk Gidry, second by Mr. Brian Pledger. Members, vote your machines. We have 9 yeas. Motion passes. Item B, a proclamation proclaiming Terrebonne Parish as Purple Heart Parish and proclaiming August 7th, 2023 as Purple Heart Day in Terrebonne Parish. Mr. Danny Babin.
Yeah, it's truly a privilege and an honor to read this tonight for all of the Purple Heart recipients here and all around the country, but we're primarily looking at Terrebonne Parish. So thank you all very much for coming. And actually tonight, myself and 3 council people who are also veterans like myself will read this, and then after we'll get you guys up here, all right, to take hopefully you won't mind us taking a picture with you. All right. Whereas the Purple Heart Medal is the oldest military decoration still in use, awarded to those military service members who have been wounded or killed as a result of enemy action while serving their country, and
whereas the Purple Heart Medal was initially created by President George Washington in 1972 as the badge of military merit in recognition of officers who secured grand victories in battle, and
whereas the mission of the Military Order of the Purple Heart is to foster an environment of goodwill among combat wounded veterans and their families, promote patriotism, support legislative initiatives, and ensure that the noble acts and sacrifices of all military service members remain unforgotten, and
whereas Terrebonne Parish remains grateful for the heroism and civism of its Purple Heart recipients, residents, and wishes to acknowledge their contributions to their communities and to the nation as a whole.
now therefore it be resolved by the Terrebonne Parish Council on behalf of the Parish President Gordon E. Dove and the entire Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government that Terrebonne Parish is hereby proclaimed as a Purple Heart Parish. Be it further resolved that the day of August 7th, 2023 be hereby proclaimed Purple Heart Day in Terrebonne Parish, and that all citizens be encouraged to share their appreciation for Purple Heart recipients and for their bravery and sacrifices in the defense and preservation of the freedoms and the nation we cherish. Presented this 26th day of July 2023, signed by Parish President Gordon E. Dove, Council Chairwoman Jessica Domingue, and endorsed by the entire Parish Council. So if I ask my fellow veterans to come take a picture with us. Can we back up a little bit? Sure.
Would somebody like to come up to the mic? All right, thank you.
On behalf of our commander, Mr. James Tuttle, of Military Order of the Purple Heart, Chapter 825 of Terrebonne Parish, we would like to extend our gratitude to the men and women of this council for the vote that they done in the promotion of the Military Order of the Purple Heart. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
We also want to extend our appreciation for the help we've gotten from you over the years, not just Purple Heart, all of our organizations, the parish, all of our residents who are veterans appreciate your support and your help. And we'll always be there to serve you, every one of us. As you well know, once you're a military, you kind of stay that kind of way. So I appreciate it very much. So on behalf of all of our veterans in the parish, thank you very much.
And we thank you. Can you stay up there? Because we have several council members who want to express their gratitudes.
I know, great.
Mr. Danny Babin.
Mr. Tuttle, thank you very much for you and I's conversation. I guess that was 2 or 3 months ago when we started talking about this. And I'm proud to have been a part of it, just like the rest of this council feels. Thank you guys and gals who have earned that Purple Heart. I mean, you didn't give the ultimate sacrifice of dime, but you gave your blood for this country. And that's something that you have to hold dear. So thank you very much for what you do. And we already have one Purple Heart bridge at the Veterans Park, and there's a Purple Heart insignia there. At the museum, there's a parking spot with the Purple Heart. We're going to see about maybe trying to get at least one of them up on New Orleans Boulevard by the Blue Star Moms monument there. So
Great company.
give us, there's no doubt about it. So in any event, thank you all again. Thank you for contacting me, and I'll give it to some other council people here.
Thank all y'all. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks. We still have more.
Here.
You're going to be up there for a little while.
I'm gonna have a podcast.
We really appreciate military up here. Mr. Carl Harding.
Yes, I appreciate you guys. My uncle, judging from you guys' age, you all know Mr. Lewis Ruffing, who passed a few years ago. But to be a veteran and to look at the Purple Heart and the meaning of the Purple Heart and why you received the Purple Heart, and we actually took pictures. We that are veterans took pictures with you guys, but then the councils, people that are up here did not go down there. And you look back at these kids that's going to be recognized for what they have done on a national level, and those other people that's sitting in here. That's what being a soldier is. That's what putting your life on the line and the sacrifice for the United States and this Constitution. Therefore, it's more significant when you've actually shed your blood or actually create an opportunity for those folk that benefit the freedoms that we have today. So I salute all the veterans and everybody that was a part of this.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Harding. Mr. Darren Guidry.
Yeah, and thank you for your service. You provided, a service to our country, and anything that we can do to give back. I've been speaking to a lot of the veterans, especially the younger veterans, about, what are their needs. And hopefully one day we can get a center to where the veterans can gather, especially a lot of the younger veterans that are out there can gather together with the experienced veterans and help them deal with some of the issues that they're having to deal with coming back and reestablishing themselves in everyday life. And anything that we can do to help veterans through that period. We have a major suicide rate among some of our young veterans. And I think that would be something really good. So hopefully one day, I can speak with you, and maybe all together we can come up with an idea of a veteran center, a gathering center that we can provide that service. But thank you for your service. I appreciate you.
That's an excellent idea.
Thank you. Mr. Michel.
To say thank you just seems like nothing. Wouldn't the world be a wonderful place if there was no need to ever have to give out Purple Hearts? We don't have that. I do want to say thank you. I also want to say that I love you all and that I will pray for you all, because that's what I'm limited to being able to do. There's just nothing that I can say to express how grateful we are, as individuals, as a council, as a nation, for the sacrifice that y'all have made. And I wish you all the best. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Michel. Mr. Dirk Gidry.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank all my brothers and sisters that gave the ultimate sacrifice and the people that got wounded, I remember going up the steps and going signing and pledging my allegiance to the United States. It was a proud day. My mama cried a lot, but it was a proud day. But thank y'all for signing that blank check. And if y'all ever need nothing, just come on up to the council. We'll make sure we take care of you guys. You'll take care of us in our time of need. We'll take care of you guys.
We have all the organizations. We'll do anything for the parish. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gidry. Mr. Brian Pledger.
Thanks, Madam Chair. I just find it fitting that I also say thank you guys. Thank you guys for all that you've done, all your service that you committed to this country. Not only that, the service that you continue to render to this parish of Terrebonne. That's all someone can say is thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Pledger. Mr. Babin.
Yeah, and one more thing, Mr. Tuttle. When you and I were having the conversations, y'all have a national convention or a state convention in Baton Rouge?
Yeah, national
Convention in Baton Rouge in August.
August
where
14th.
Where you can present this that Terrebonne Parish believes in the Purple Heart.
I will.
Didn't you tell me that we may be only the third parish in the state?
I think so.
So
I believe
we
so.
feel honored that we in that group, and hopefully the other parishes will catch on and do the exact same thing.
Yeah,
So
that'd be great.
again, like everyone said, we can't thank you enough for what y'all have done. And I just want to segue into one other thing because Mr. Will Terrio's here from the museum. There's people from the Veterans Board. Today on Barra Street, the first 6 Hometown Hero banners went up. And if you're not familiar with the Hometown Hero banners, Thibodeau's been having it for a while. I would encourage you to talk to go to the museum and talk to Mr. Will Terrio or Mr. Johnny Smith, who's sitting right there. And the goal is to every telephone pole on Barra Street have a banner with what we consider hometown heroes, okay? And it's a wonderful thing. It just started off with the first 6. I was honored. I took pictures today when they were putting it up because my father-in-law happens to be one of those original 6 who was a prisoner of war in World War II. But in any event, please, as a group, get with the museum and the Veterans Board and see how we can just make things better and get more recognition from people who are just coming through Terrebonne Parish. They got to be proud that now we are a Purple Heart Parish. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mhm.
Thank you, Mr. Babin. Mr. Steve Trusclair.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. After everybody's speaking, not much more than I can say, but thank you. But what I would like for you guys to do is all the recipients of the Purple Heart, would you guys just stand up one more time so everybody can see you and see who we acknowledge in here. If you wouldn't mind, just everybody stand up. We'd like to give y'all one more, acknowledgement. The ones that can. If you can't, raise your hand. Thank you, guys. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Come on, folks. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Very appreciated.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
We've got our jobs.
Thank you, sir.
And I just want to say one more thing. My colleague, Mr. Darren Gidry, was really kind of noble in his presentation earlier when he said that he acknowledged the younger veterans and the more experienced veterans instead of the older veterans. So he must be running for something. Thank y'all.
Thank you all so much. And you all truly are hometown heroes.
Mr. Will, they left you behind.
Item C, a commendation commending the B&B Elite Basketball Team on winning the 2023 AAU 13U Basketball International Tournament. Mr. Brian Pledger.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to start off by saying that there's a bunch of young guys in here right now that I'm very, very proud of. They're superstars here. To me, recently they were featured on HTV and in the Houma today, and now today here before the council and the folks of Terrebonne Parish. So with that being said, we, the Terrebonne Parish Council, we have a commendation for you guys to recognize your abilities, what you've done, the things that you're going to do, and hopefully future aspirations too as well. And that commendation reads as follows. City of Houma, Louisiana, Parish of Terrebonne, commendation. Whereas on July 7th, 2023, the B&B Elite Boys Basketball Team began competing in Orlando, Florida in the 2023 AAU Boys and Girls Basketball International Championship Tournament. And whereas on July 11th, 2023, after several days of competing against other nationally and internationally ranked teams, B&B Elite achieved great success by being crowned the AAU Boys Basketball 13U International Tournament champions. And whereas B&B Elite players have proven themselves as champions with years of teamwork and commitment as driving factors for their success. And whereas B&B Elite players and coaches also understand and emphasize the importance of academic success, with many players maintaining academic honor roll status alongside their athletics as well. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Terrebonne Parish Council on behalf of the parish president and the entire Terrebonne Parish government that the 2023 AAU Boys 13U Basketball International Tournament champions, the B&B Elite Basketball Team, be congratulated on their hard work and dedication toward winning the 2023 AAU Boys and Girls Basketball International Championship Tournament. Presented this 26th day of July 2023, signed President Gordon E. Dove, Council Chair Jessica Domingue, and this entire Terrebonne Parish Council.
Is there someone here to receive this? Okay.
Put
Yeah.
the mic on.
Yep. Oh, you were on. Can you?
Good. All right. What I want to do is, you guys can, what I'm going to do, I'm going to call each of your names out, starting with these fine coaches too as well. And we're going to have you guys just come right up here in the front after the coach, whatever coach wants to say something, and we'll take pictures with you. But also, we have certificates for all of you guys here, and I'll call you out by, as the coaches. Coach Wilford Nels. Coach Cleveland Bingham.
Sir, if you could just stand up here.
Stand right here.
Yeah. Then we'll go across. Coach Roosevelt Thomas. Mr. Zaman Holmes. Reed the Man Luke. Rashard Thomas. Ashton Garner. Talik Nels. Mr. Jaden Calloway. Chavez Collins. Kiri Parker, Jace Singleton, Avanti Singleton. Jason. There we go. All right. Yeah, we'll get the council, we'll stand up and take pictures with them. Hey, guys, thank you. I'm gonna get one with the coach. Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, here we go. Let's go.
Get up, so say a few
One of
words.
the
Yeah.
coaches will say.
Forward to me.
And yeah, one. Get you up to the mic, Dale. Okay.
This is the wing place, huh?
Yeah.
So I heard you guys use wings.
Oh, yeah, they are. They are good. Hold on. Yeah.
Ken. There was 10 kids.
There's more than 10, it looks like. All right, here we go.
Your mic's on. You can-
What do I have to say?
Can you please state your name and address for the record? And yes, sir.
Cleveland Bingham, address 4780 Emil Drive, Houma, Louisiana. And they said I had to say something, so I just speak on the season, long, tiring season. We did a lot of traveling, bunch of practice. We probably practiced like 4 days a week. It was kind of tough at times because we had issues getting gyms, so we used to have to practice on the park sometimes. And I would like to say the hard work paid off, and it was a good season.
Thank you, sir.
I got.
Stay up there. I got a couple lights. People want to praise you, sir. Mr. Darren Guidry.
Yes. Again, thank you for all of your accomplishments. And I know the hard work that you guys have put in. And yeah, it is a challenge, I know, for you guys to get practice facilities with the storm and with all the facilities that aren't able to be used. But a lot of those contracts are going out now to be repaired. So hopefully next year things will be a lot better.
Okay.
But anything that we can do to help you guys, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Guidry. Mr. Pledger.
We everybody that's out there and also the folks at Terrebonne Parish, I want to make sure that I acknowledge not only you guys as coaches for leading these young men to a national championship, even through whatever you had to do to get there.
Right.
You did that. But most importantly, it's one of those things, for every good man, there's a good woman behind him. But there's a group of moms over there
Yeah.
that, let me tell you, they're our true heroes. They're heroes, and I just want to make sure that I recognize you guys, because I know you guys keep these guys together, and that's what needs to be recognized most importantly. But again, thank you guys, and hopefully we'll be seeing all these guys again, because from what I understand, these guys have been playing ball for a number of years together. So with that being said, that means through school and all that. So hopefully we can get a state championship trophy or something like that too here in Terrebonne Parish, guys. We'll be looking for it, all right? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bryan. Mr. Carl Harding.
Yes, I'm extremely proud. And one of the things that I'm referencing my pride to is the fact that the difficulties that you actually went through
Right.
to accomplish from a small town such as Houma, Louisiana. I've traveled a little bit myself in playing sports, and even though these kids and other folk don't know, the challenges as individuals is rather difficult. playing at odd hours and having to make times. And being a coach myself is, you can be commended to the highest because there are not too many people in our communities that are turning back around and giving to that community. And it takes a lot of dedication for a coach to leave his house and perhaps not even have a kid involved into this. And to all the other coaches and people that put forth effort with this, I want y'all to look at those folks later on in the cast that they had and the efforts. And we have a number of people come up here as champions, but I can't be no more prouder than what this group is right here. That represents hard work and difficult challenges, and they are very successful on an international level. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Harding. Mr. Steve Trusclair.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. And once again, congratulations to all you guys, coaches, parents. It takes a lot of work and dedication to make it to this level in any sport. Not just basketball, but baseball, football. It takes a lot of dedication and effort. I'm glad that we are able to acknowledge these young people, young citizens of the parish. These children don't get the recognition, the positive recognition that they need to get on a continual daily basis. When you pick up a newspaper or you look at the news, all you see is negativity. You don't see these guys, very seldom, guys that have accomplishments like these guys do. You don't see them on a day-to-day basis. They always push to the side. That don't sell. For some reason, our society, we've gone backwards. We don't praise the people for good work they do. We gawk at the ones that don't do the right things. So once again, I really appreciate what you guys do to keep these guys on the straight and narrow. Because as long as they're under your care, they're not out in the streets doing things that they shouldn't be doing. And I've got three grandkids that play travel ball. And they travel a lot, they practice a lot. They don't have much time for anything else. So once again, thanks a lot. And, we really appreciate what you guys with the young people do with the young people in the parish. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Trusclair. And congratulations, guys. What an accomplishment. We are all so proud of you here at Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government. And we absolutely hope that we see you guys here next year at this same place. But I know y'all got school coming up in a couple weeks, so go get ready for school, and y'all have a good one. And we really, really appreciate y'all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Before you go, I do have one speaker card, so you're not allowed to leave yet. Mr. Anthony Rainey, can you come up to the mic?
You can stay there.
I'm done.
Anthony Rainey, 3593 8 Highway 316, Gray, Louisiana. I got two to three things. Number one, I would like to ask these kids to stand up and tell your parents and your grandparents thank you for everything they have done for y'all and sacrifice for y'all to be where y'all at today. Okay. Now, parents, y'all say welcome. Now, this part here is not going to be so easy for y'all 9 that's sitting up there. Because every day I come here to fight for these AAU teams, to practice in those gyms, y'all turn them down. This is the most hypocritical stuff I ever seen in my life between 9 politicians. Okay? Because every time I've been fighting for them to get in the gyms, y'all been turning them down. Y'all put so much stuff on these districts for those kids and parents to pay to get in those gyms. Okay, but I guess it's election time now. But I want them parents to know, y'all remember these 9 people that's running for parish president, senators, council members? When they knock on y'all door, y'all ask them why. Why they gave Mr. Rainey so much of trouble when I come here to fight for these kids. Don't kill these kids' dreams. Don't kill what our kids try to do to go to college and get a free education. Okay? And y'all kids, don't let them tell y'all where y'all can't practice at and what y'all can't do. If y'all got to practice outside every day, practice outside every day. If y'all got to go on a dirt court, go on a dirt court. This is the most hypocritical stuff I ever seen before in my life. What y'all should have been up here doing was telling them we sorry for keeping y'all out of the gyms. That's what y'all should have been up here telling them. Y'all sorry. Hypocritical. And I said it. I come from my mouth. For all y'all that's running, when they knock on y'all doors, parents, ask them why. When they ask y'all for y'all vote, ask them why you didn't give Mr. Rainey your vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rainey. 6:30 public hearing. No.
Motion to go to 6:30 public hearing?
We have a motion to go to 6:30 public hearing by Mr. John Amity, a second by Mr. Gerald Michel. Members, vote your machines.
All he did was more. He just killed that buzz.
That's all he does?
All right. We're in public hearing now. Item A, an ordinance to amend the zoning map of the Parish of Terrebonne so as to rezone from R1 single-family residential to R3 multifamily residential townhouse condominiums, tract ABCDA 108 and 110 Marcel Lane, Terrebonne Parish, Louisiana, John D. Stevens, Senior applicant. Public once, public twice, third time public. Motion to close by Mr. Gerald Michel, and a second by Mr. Carl Harding. Members, vote your machines.
Motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt by Mr. Gerald Michel, second by Mr. Carl Harding. Members, vote your machines. 9 yeas, motion passes. Item B, an ordinance to rescind ordinance number 9473. Public once, public twice, third time public. Motion to close by Mr. Danny Babin, second by Mr. Gerald Michel. Members, vote your machines. Public is closed. Motion to adopt by Mr. Gerald Michel, second by Mr. Danny Babin. Members, vote your machines. We have 9 yeas, motion passes. Item C, an ordinance amending the 2023 budget of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government so as to adjust the 2023 adopted beginning fund balances and the net positions to actual as per the 2022 audited financial statements. Public once, public twice, third time public. Motion to close by Mr. Darren Guidry, second by Mr. Danny Babin. Members, vote your machines. Public's closed. Motion to adopt by Mr. Danny Babin, second by Mr. Darren Guidry. Members, vote your machines. We have 9 yeas, motion passes. Item D, an ordinance to amend the 2023 adopted operating budget and 5-year capital outlay budget of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following items and to provide for related matters. Company Canal Miter Gate, $186,429. Public once, public twice, third time public.
Second.
Motion to close by Mr. Steve Trosclair, second by Mr. Dirk Guidry. Members, vote your machines. Public is closed.
Motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt by Mr. Dirk Guidry. Second by Mr. Steve Trosclair. Members, vote your machines. We have 9 yeas. Motion passes. Item E, an ordinance to authorize the acquisition from Briar Patch, Inc., certain immovable property located on East Street, Houma, Louisiana, and to provide for related matters. Public once, public twice, third time public.
Motion to close.
Motion to close by Mr. Gerald Michel,
Second, Mr. Carl.
second by Mr. Carl Harding. Members, vote your machines. We have 9 yeas. Motion to adopt by Mr. Carl Harding,
Second.
second by Mr. Dirk Guidry. Members, vote your machines. We have 9 yeas. Motion passes. Item F, an ordinance to amend the Terrebonne Parish Code of Ordinances to establish a 4-way stop at the intersection of Fairmont Street and West Houma Street to provide for the installation of said signs and to provide for other matters related to. Public once, public twice, third time public.
Motion to close.
Motion to close by Mr. Gerald Michel, second by Mr. Carl Harding. Members, vote your machines. Public is closed.
Motion
Motion to adopt by Mr. Gerald Michel, second by Mr. Carl Harding. Members, vote your machines. We have 9 yeas, motion passes. Item G, an ordinance to adopt and enact Chapter 29 of the Terrebonne Parish Code of Ordinances entitled Land Use, reserving sections 29-3 to 29-50 for future land use ordinances and to reorganize, amending Chapter 28, Sections 28-46E to provide for conflicts with other chapters and to provide for other matters relative to thereto. Public once, public twice, third time public. Motion to close by Mr. Darren Guidry, second by Mr. Brian Pledger. Members, vote your machines. Public is closed. Motion to adopt by Mr. Darren Guidry. Second by Mr. Carl Harding. Members, vote your machines. We have 9 yeas, motion passes. We have a motion to go back into regular order by Mr. Danny Babinas, second by Mr. Gerald Michel. Members, vote your machines. 9 yeas. We're back in regular order. Item 2, public wishing to address the council. Ms. Caitlin Houma of Terrebonne Monitoring Incorporated wishes to address the council regarding safe monitored family visitation and child exchange program availability. Is Ms. Caitlin here tonight? We'll hold this over for next time if we can reach Ms. Caitlin. Item B. As per speaker cards, in accordance with Section 207E of the Terrebonne Parish Home Rule Charter, the public will be heard and can speak for 3 minutes on any matter related to parish government without discussion or questions and answers on non-agenda items. Mr. Frank Kidd has filled out an application to speak about the Mike Foster Promise Program. Mr. Frank, please come to the mic, state your name and address.
Frank Kidd, 13170 Dutchtown Point Avenue, Gonzales, but I am a Houma native. If any of you guys went to H.L. Bourgeois between 74 and 94, my dad was your vice principal.
Sure was.
And my mom could have taught some of you guys in elementary school. I know she taught at least one member here in elementary school. So I have handouts. Well, can I just pass them out or do you need to pass them?
Yeah, you can hand them to our clerk.
Okay. All right. There's 10 of them. Okay, the Mike Foster, I'm sorry. A little bit more about myself before I get in. So I, from here, graduated from Terrebonne, went to Grambling, majored in computer science, worked for 32 and a half years in D.C. and for different federal agencies and different IT jobs. Came back home in 2019 and got involved with STEM education. So I presented in front of this body 3 years ago on improving STEM education in Terrebonne Parish. And I will give credit to Mr. Greg Harding and Bubba Ogeron because they worked with me to help start computer science in Terrebonne Parish. I taught computer science at Ellender in the 2021-22 school year. Now I'm teaching part-time computer science and cybersecurity at Woodlawn High School in Baton Rouge. And before I move on to this, I just want to give you guys a heads up. The state has passed a law to create a K-12 computer science curriculum, and a report on how they're going to implement that should be coming out in December of this year. So the Mike Foster Promise Program provides eligible students who enroll in qualified two-year community colleges the ability to go to school for free if they study information technology, healthcare, construction, manufacturing, transportation, and warehousing. We're into the second year of the program. It just started last year. The reason why I'm here is because I became aware of a problem that they encountered last year that I want to try to avoid this year. So last year, the program received $10.5 million, but it was only able to spend $5.5 million. It had to give back $5 million because 2/3 of the applicants could not complete the free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA, which is a requirement to get into the program. To remedy that, Senator Hewitt wrote a law that will allow people 1 year to complete the FAFSA. So they can go to a community college and they have one. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so they can go to school and they have 1 year to complete the FAFSA. And in addition to that, I've partnered with an organization called Louisiana Council of Resources. They have years of experience in helping people transition from incarceration back to civilian life. And they've recently expanded to help low-income people do things like fill out job applications, school applications, things of that nature. So we're going to be bringing them on board. I also have partnered with another Houma native, Mr. Noel George Jr., who just retired from Fletcher this May. He was the head of the Integrated Product Technologies Division, which teaches the people how to work on rigs and plants. And he said that, some of the students are pulled out the program by companies after just 1 year and given jobs paying $60,000, $80,000. A lot of his former students are making six figures right now. So this program, to be eligible, you have to be 21 years old and a citizen. So this program allows people who maybe didn't go straight from high school to college or who are not satisfied with where they are in life an opportunity to study 5 high-demand, high-paying fields and improve their life. And I just want to make sure, so as you know, the fiscal year just started this July. So this is the time to get involved and to try to spread the word. And I want to make sure that the state spends every penny of that money this year. You can get up to $3,200 a year to go to school in this program. That $5 million that wasn't spent last year, that could have sent 1,562 people to school. So I'm pretty sure we have that many people in Terrebonne Parish that could benefit from studying nursing or cybersecurity or integrated product technology. So I request that we come back in 2 weeks. The head of Louisiana Council of Resources, Dr. Raymond Delaney, will be here, and he can provide more details on how Louisiana Council of Resources can help the citizens of Terrebonne Parish take advantage of this program, because the state has already funded this program. It's up to us to get people there. And fortunately, it wasn't cut, so there's $10.5 million again this year for this program. So that's all I have.
Thank you. I do have a few lights, so if you just bear with us. Mr. Carl Harding.
Yes, your mother taught me in 5th grade. No, George's mother taught me in 4th grade. It was a pleasure. You mentioned $3,200 a year in reference to Fletcher. I know you partner with Fletcher. Previously, when we gave you an opportunity to speak here, we were talking about STEM education. I think since then, since you came, we've actually taken a combination of esports and STEM education work together, and really that program works well within you, even though you're into cybersecurity right now. But then we won't go too far with that. But Mr. George, and this is what I've been trying to go out within the community, get folk like you that actually you travel all the way from Gonzales, and we met when was it, Tuesday? We met Tuesday, so I'm putting this out there for other folk that have an opportunity that are retired and want to put back into the community and have a particular expertise to come back to help people and help Terrebonne Parish build and create good citizens. And some of those kids that are out there that receive that basketball scholarships, although may not want to go to college or anything like that, this is a program where we can actually assist them to build good characters, good citizens, and create a wealthy economy here. So we're looking forward to the opportunity to perhaps having a different presentation, because Dr. Delaney the other day, he had a great presentation. So I will like for this council to get an understanding what you're trying to do and the effects it will have across the board for the future of Terrebonne Parish. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so specifically, we want to provide people who may have difficulty getting access to a computer or access to the internet, or for whatever reason, people who would have difficulty completing the application. We want to provide assistance. The Louisiana Council of Resources, they're a nonprofit, so if nothing else, they can reserve meeting rooms at the library and bring laptops and help people do the application right there in the library if they have to. Well, where there's a will, there's a way. And if enough people have the will, then we'll find a way to get this done. And let me say this. I would be remiss not to mention my wife, Vivian Kidd, because without her holding down the fort, I would not be allowed to do the things that God has blessed me to do. So I want to publicly thank my wife for allowing me to travel. And I want to thank Terrebonne Parish. I believe I got a great education at Terrebonne High School, which qualified me to major in computer science, at Grambling, which qualified me to get a job at the Department of Defense when I graduated. And so I consider my education and my 32-year career a great blessing, and I'm here to try to pass it forward to kids like the ones that we just congratulated for winning that basketball championship. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Brian Pledger.
Thank you, Mr. Kidd. And again, like I gave the accolades to the mothers, but your wife, no one knows this yet, but your wife, she impacted my life. We grew up together. She made sandwiches and all that other stuff too as well. Hey, Vivian, you didn't even know it, huh? Yeah,
I didn't even know you went to South Terrebonne.
Hey, there you go. But yes, what we want to do though, we want to make sure, I'll probably get with you guys in the coming days, and we'll put this on the agenda as a agenda item so we can actually get a little bit of dialogue going back and forth with that. But we really do appreciate it. And also something you didn't mention to everybody else, even though we had Ida tore this parish up, these folks, the kids, they're property owners here, and they provide housing for lots and lots of people here in Terrebonne Parish. I think that needs to be noted. And also, thank you for bringing the technology, or wanting to bring the technology here at Terrebonne Parish, because we need it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, and I look forward to the presentation in 2 weeks as well, because we do need those technical degrees, and not everybody is cut out or ready for a 4-year degree, but we do have a lot of people who can benefit from those 2-year technical degrees. So we absolutely appreciate it, and we look forward to hearing from you in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
All right. Item 3, committee reports. Public Services Committee, Mr. Carl Harding.
Yes, I make a motion that the council accept and ratify the minutes of the Public Service Committee meeting held on July 24th, 2023, and I have one public hearing. And that is to authorize the parish president to execute the intergovernmental agreement with the Houma Restoration District to provide access for the district to Terrebonne Parish consolidated government-owned and/or operated public spaces for the purpose of maintenance, vegetation, removal of trash and weeds, regular beautification, and cleanup of those public places in Houma, Louisiana, and call a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, August 9th, 2023.
We have a motion by Mr. Harding and a second by Mr. Darren Guidry. Mr. Dirk Guidry. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. And second by Mr. Steve Trosclair. Members, vote your machines.
Steve had more hair.
Motion passes. Item B, Budget and Finance Committee, Mr. Dirk Guidry.
I'll make a motion that the council accept and ratify the minutes of the Budget and Finance Committee held on July 24, 2023, and I have one public hearing. To introduce an ordinance to amend the 2023 adopted operating budget and 5-year capital outlay budget of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following items and to provide for related matters. FMA flood mitigation, $953,245. LA 24 sidewalk rehab project, $28,887. Civic Center sidewalk project, we're getting back $14,782. Louisiana Highway Safety Commission grant award, $77,940. Houma Police Department, $35,241. And call a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, August 9, 2023 at 6:30 p.m.
We have a motion by Mr. Dirk Gidry and a second by Mr. Steve Trosclair. Members, vote your machines. 9 yeas, motion passes. Item C, Policy, Procedure, and Legal Committee, Mr. Gerald Michel.
I make a motion that the council accept and ratify the minutes of the Policy, Procedure, and Legal Committee held on July 24, 2023, and I have no public hearings.
We have a motion by Mr. Michel and a second by Mr. Babin. Members, vote your machines. 9 yeas. Item 4, streetlights. We have no action needed on streetlights. Item 5, appointments to various boards, committees, and commissions. Recreation District Number 1 Board, 1 vacancy due to resignation. Mr. Sean M. Mesh submits application and resume for consideration. Ms. Owanda R. Howard submits application for consideration.
Motion to open, close, and vote.
We have a motion to open, close, and vote by Mr. Michel.
Second.
And a second by Mr. John Amity. Members, vote your machines.
Got a roll call.
I'm sorry, roll call vote. Can we please get a roll call vote?
Ms. Domingue,
Mr. Mesh.
Mr. Darren Gidry, Mr. Babin, Mr. Dirk Gidry, Mr. Trosclair, Mr. Pledger,
Yes.
Mr. Harding, Mr. Michel,
Mesh.
Mr. Amade.
Mesh.
Madam Chairwoman, that's 8 votes for Mr. Mesh and 1 vote for Ms. Howard.
Congratulations to Mr. Mesh. Is he here tonight? No. Well, congratulations, Mr. Mesh. Item B, Houma Board of Zoning and Adjustments, 1 vacancy due to resignation. Ms. Katie Sims submits application and resume for consideration.
Motion to open, close, and appoint Ms. Sims.
Motion to open, close, and appoint Ms. Sims by Mr. Dirk Gidry, second by Mr. Carl Harding. Members, vote your machines. We have 9 yeas. Congratulations to Ms. Sims. Item 6, vacancies to various boards, commissions, and committees and commissions. Recreation District Number 2-3 Board, 1 vacancy due to a resignation. Recreation District Number 6 Board, 1 expired term on 7/31/2023 and 1 expired term. Planning and Zoning Commission, 1 vacancy due to a resignation. TITA, 2 expired terms. Terrebonne Parish Tree Board, 3 vacancies due to resignations. Item 7, council members request the discussion of Councilman Brian Pledger requests discussion and/or adoption of resolution supporting Terrebonne Parish's participation with the Governor's Office of Community Programs Back to School Community Fairs. Mr. Pledger.
Thanks, Madam Chair. I wanted to share, I shared a communication with administration, also fellow council members. What we have is we've been offered the opportunity to be able to help aid and help partner with the governor's office and Louisiana Children's Trust Fund and also Louisiana Youth Council in an attempt to give back or get kids started back into school with supplies and various items so they can, go back to school. Outside of that, I think it's a great idea that this is the second year that this event is being held. Last year, the intent is for the governor's office to reach at least 10,000 kids. There's going to be 4 events that's going to be held in the state. 2 of them have been held already. This one here is due to happen here in Terrebonne Parish at the Main Branch Library on Library Drive on August 3rd from 5 to 7 p.m. Last year's event was a tremendous success. We had close to 1,200 kids that had an opportunity to receive school supplies, backpacks, and various items so they may get started in school. And with our assistance, with our help here, with Terrebonne Parish adding to that, we can touch even more kids going back to school. That's all I got there.
Thank you, Mr. Pledger. Item 8, announcements. Parish President, Mr. Toops. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, do you have a resolution, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, all right, so we do have a resolution. You're making a motion, sir? Okay,
I'll second it.
all right. So we have a motion to create this resolution by Mr. Pledger and a second by Mr. Dirk Gidry. Members, vote your machines. Motion passes, 9 yeas. Item 8, announcements. Parish President, Mr. Mike Toops.
None, ma'am.
Okay. Council members, we do have a few lights. Mr. Michaud.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Couple of things. First of all, yesterday, the Houma Terrebonne Chamber of Commerce honored 3 young people in the parish, 3 young professionals, with the Terrebonne Young Achievers Award. And I wanted to congratulate those 3, which included Brett Chasson, Dr. Elise LaBeouf, and Miss Cherry Wilmore. So they were given that honor by the Chamber of Commerce yesterday, and I'd like to thank the Chamber for recognizing these people. Also, I'd like to ask anyone who's able to please go and give blood. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Michel. Mr. Harding.
Yes, I'm not Chicken Little, but then it's a far cry from the corner, the front of that Stanley parking lot and this nice little tie that I'm wearing tonight. Throughout this parish, I've realized that there's a crisis going on. It was the opioid crisis. Now we have a fentanyl crisis and heroin problem. If we don't address that issue, we're going to have a lot of family members and friends and our property that's going to be leaving our existence. So, you know what I mean? I'm just actually sounding along. I'm not trying to be Chicken Little, but then it's happening, and actually it's happening too often, and I see it. I see it from that corner to all the way up to here. We as a parish, police enforcement, whatever we can do up here, mental health, other assistance out here, we have a problem, and we need to address it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Harding, and I agree with you. Mr. John Amity.
I don't think it's Chicken Little. I think it's wise that we read what's happening in the community and we take preemptive steps to combat that. But what I wanted to remind everybody, we've been suffering with a lot of heat, extreme heat. Look out for your neighbors. Keep an eye on your neighbors. Ask them to keep an eye on you. If you see anybody laboring, make sure they get some water and cool them down, what have you. Let's, as a parish, look out for one another so that we don't experience any deaths as a result of the heat that's going on. It doesn't take very long for a heat stroke to set in. So please help me with that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Amity. And I would like to, tell everybody to be mindful. School is starting in a couple weeks. I think it's actually starting before our next council meeting. So just be mindful of the traffic and the kiddos are going to be catching the bus. We're real excited for school to start. And I also would like to give a huge shout out to our nuisance and abatement department, especially Ms. Dion and Ms. Camilla. Last night we processed over 45 condemnations. And Chris, I don't even know the number that we actually condemned, but it was probably a record of what we've done in this meeting. And it was a long meeting, but those girls work so hard for the parish, and we absolutely appreciate everything they do. So if you girls are listening, know that we love y'all and know that we want you to keep doing what you're doing. So good job, Deanna and Camilla.
Motion adjourned.
We have a motion adjourned by Mr. John Amity, a second by Mr. Brian Pledger. Members, vote your machines. Good night.